Welcome back to In Focus Kentucky. September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and on today's episode, we'll focus on suicide death rates across Kentucky and also veteran suicide awareness. And joining me now is Brian Lauer, president of 22 Strong. Thanks so much for joining us here on In Focus Kentucky.
Thank you.
And let's start first by having you explain to us what about the name of the group. How did the name of the group actually get together or to be decided?
22 Strong was founded by a friend of mine, Justin Lewandowski. He's no longer president. He's established a dual residency between here and Michigan because for his conditions, he's seeking cannabis as an alternative to prescriptions from the VA, and that helps him better, and he's not available to be here as president, so he asked me to take over on things. I'm doing the best that I can.
And let's share with us about, you all have a lot of 3 different issues that you all are wanting to advocate for on behalf of veterans. So kind of paint the picture of what life is first for veterans who are disabled, especially when they're coming back from service.
Well, we have 3 main issues that 22 Strong is advocating for right now in Frankfort. First of all is, of course, suicide prevention for our veterans. Second is cannabis legalization. I believe it's a individual liberty that everyone should have access to if they choose to or not. And the third is for homeless shelters for veterans within the state.
And talk with us about on that suicide awareness piece of it for veterans. How big of an issue is it?
Well, I know most people are aware with 22 veterans die every day from suicide prevention. That's more of an average, but I can say with fair certainty that we have probably at least 10 to 20 veterans dying each day. And our mission for 22 Strong with that in particular is to advocate for any means that can help prevent suicide for veterans in particular until that 22 becomes 0.
And why is that important for you personally to want to be able to be front and center to kind of address that particular issue and go from there?
I've lost a friend of mine a few years ago. He was having PTSD troubles. He had issues with his wife, and it got to the point where she was ready to take the kids and leave him because the relationship had been strained so hard, and he took his own life that night. He put a pistol to his head and pulled the trigger. And I know if there had been legal access to cannabis prior to that, it could have easily prevented him from going down that road. And if cannabis could save one veteran life, isn't it not worth it to pass legislation that could prevent it? I think it is.
And we're sorry for your loss too of your friend there. And I know that one of the things that 22 Strong is advocating about, and you personally are speaking about the importance for veterans to have access to services outside of the VA. So kind of explain about that.
Well, I believe that our current VA system is broken, and I think veterans nationwide would be better served if the VA were abolished and replaced with health savings accounts for honorably discharged veterans that would, well, the VA budget annually is around $300 billion, I believe. And you could easily take that and give every honorably discharged veteran a 6 to 7 figure health savings account, interest earning, for them and their families. And that would eliminate all the red tape and let veterans get the care from who they want, where they want, when they want.
And share with us too, with 22 Strong, when did the group, when was it first formed, and then kind of how has the support been since it's been formed from people out in the community?
It was started, I believe, back in March of this year. Justin Lewandowski and Eric Pollock, also a friend of mine, they formed the 501c4. It's very similar to a 501c3, except C4s can donate up to 50% of their funds towards political campaigns or advocacy groups, things like that.
And then for your experience, obviously being the president of the group, the organization, and then now you're obviously doing a lot of work in Frankfurt to speak on these causes. How has that process been for you personally to kind of be in the front lines, so to speak, of these issues?
It's not easy. I have 3 young children that are 4 and under at home, with 1 more on the way due in January. So being a father, fatherhood always comes first. And any time that I have left, I dedicate towards 22 Strong.
Well, we really thank you for joining us on the program to talk about 22 Strong. Where can people go to get more information about the work that you all are doing?
We have a Facebook page, 22 Strong. It's on Facebook. We don't have a website up yet. I'm going to be contacting a friend of mine. We might be able to get a website up and running, especially once we start getting donations coming in. We're going to need something like that in place. But for now, we have the website and or the Facebook page, sorry, and people can contact me there. And I'm usually replying to people within a few hours at the latest if they need to get in touch.
And are you getting a lot of, again, support and feedback too from veterans as well here in the state of Kentucky?
Yeah, I believe we have about 800 in the group on the Facebook page, and we're also collaborating with other groups in the state, and I think in the next year or two we're really going to get the ball rolling and make some changes.
Well, Brian, thank you again for joining us here on the program and talking with us about some very tough issues that are here in the state of Kentucky.
Thank you.
Now, thanks so much for watching In Focus Kentucky. There are many ways to keep up with updates about this show. You can watch this or any of our past shows online at SpectrumInFocus.com. And of course, you can follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search at Mario Anderson TV. Have a great week.